Hello everyone, it's 10 Types, and sorry if my voice is a little weird. I just woke up, but I'm really excited to bring you today's video, and it's something we really have to talk about, and that is, oh, I have the wrong settings. That is Mega Pokemon, as well as some other things relating to Pokemon Legends ZA. Pokemon Legends ZA is a video game that is coming out. I honestly don't remember when it's coming out, but shortly after that comes out, we will get a Pokemon TCG expansion that is related to that will have potentially mega Pokemon and potentially some other stuff. It is based off of Kalos XY, so we need to look at XY to see what things they might bring back. Now, this is mostly speculating on what they'll bring back, not really new stuff that they'll do, because I don't really know where to start with that, to be honest. They could do pretty much anything. But I think they might reprint some cards. But first of all, I want to look at, obviously, Pokemon Legends Arceus, or Arceus came out, and so that came out with the set Astral Radiance. And so with that set, what did it have? Well, first of all, it didn't actually have that much new stuff in terms of mechanics, but it did have one new mechanic, the Radiant mechanic, I think. Yeah, that came out in this set first. So, I don't know, that mechanic is kind of cool. It's not my favorite, but certainly not my least favorite. In fact, I made a video where I ranked all the mechanics, and I think it ranked pretty high. And that being said, it doesn't really relate back to, well, Legend Arceus was related to Gen 4, and I don't believe it's from Gen 4. There was Pokemon Stars, but I believe that was Gen 3. Um, and it certainly wasn't like, they didn't necessarily have Pokemon that were just like the Pokemon Stars, even though it was essentially the same mechanic. But aside from that, we got obviously new Pokemon. We got the origin forms of the box legendaries, and we got the Hisuian starters, and those all got V stars. Um, and they got single prizes as well. The starters, I don't think I don't think we've ever gotten an origin form a Dialga card. Yeah, looks like we only got the V's and V stars, which is fine, and those are pretty good cards. But anyways, that was about it. And then we got some trainers. Obviously, we got like the supporters and stuff from the actual game. We got things like Irida and Adaman and things like that. Silene as well. But as far as I know, they're not really related to the older sets. But that being said, that was from the Diamond Pearl era, which is a really long time ago, and before the Pokemon, essentially the Pokemon modern history, the modern history of the TCG, I should say, which starts at, I think most people would say it starts at Black and White, and so that would mean X and Y is included in that, but Diamond Pearl is not. Aside from that, it was a pretty normal set. This introduced a new mechanic, and it had some cool Pokemon and new Pokemon, or I guess new forms. I think we had some other Hisuian Pokemon. We had this Hisuian Basculin, which has been okay, and it had some stuff, but that doesn't matter too much for this discussion. What does matter is the mechanic, and that mechanic is the Mega Pokemon mechanic. So I'll pull up a Mega Pokemon. I guess this is the newest one, as it actually came out in Celebrations reprinted. The Mega Rayquaza, pretty much it has the Mega Evolution rule. When one of your Pokemon becomes a Mega Evolution Pokemon, your turn ends. But it is an evolution, essentially a stage 1, but it's instead technically a Mega Pokemon. And it says it gives up 2 prizes when KO'd, evolving from a basic Pokemon EX, which is just a 2-prizer, Pokemon. And this is where things get a little confusing, because of course we have Pokemon EX, like say Charizard or Gardevoir. I'll get new Gardevoir, and this has, it's an EX, but it's a different type of EX. It's a lowercase EX, which is it's different. It's like not particularly close. They're very different. So yeah, that's a bit of a weird thing, meaning they can't just put Mega Pokemon into the TCG without either one, reintroducing the uppercase EX mechanic, which I hope they don't do. That would be horrible to have like lowercase EXs and uppercase EXs in the same format. I mean, that is the case in Expanded, but people don't really play the uppercase EXs too much, but they certainly play the lowercase EXs. And on top of that, Expanded isn't really a thing. You could definitely argue it's not really a format because you can't really play it. There's the lives version of the expand format, which is truncated, and within that format, there are not the capital EXs, so you don't have that double EX issue. Now, aside from that, there are the Mega Mechanic, in my opinion, isn't super cool. You do have these Spirit Link cards, which just essentially stop the Mega Evolution rule, which to me kind of defeats the purpose. But I don't know, some people like of course, they could just reprint the Spirit Links. One change that has been made since then, for example, the Scizor Spirit Link, also Mega Scizor, super cool Pokemon, but it is an item, but it's also a tool. Obviously, tools are not items anymore, so that would be changed. It doesn't really matter too much. And we saw that with Ace Specs. They were able to tweak them a little and make the mechanic a bit more fleshed out, and of course make more sense for current play with the changing of the trainer types. But anyway, aside from that, we have seen a lot of interesting Mega Pokemon like Mega Rayquaza, or good ones, I guess, like Mega Rayquaza, Mega Audino. Um, let's see, there's a few Mega Gardevoirs which are okay. We had they weren't amazing. They would Mega Manectric, Mega Gengar, which is okay, not that good. A fun card, a pretty bad card, but it's fun and expanded. And Mewtwo Mew. I think there was I don't even remember. They weren't that good though. They're certainly weaker than stuff like V Stars and V Maxes and like EXs and things like that. Although the EX mechanic hasn't been the current EX mechanic hasn't been super powerful. Oh, you could play Mega Alakazam that's the thing. Anyway, so Megas were fine. They didn't really have anything defining other than that Mega Evolution rule and the fact that they were kind of like the predecessors to V Maxes and V Stars. And this is kind of weird because we don't have a type of Pokemon like the Pokemon V or the capital EXs in their current format. So if we see Mega Evolution, which I think we will, because we are going to see it in the video game, so it'll probably make an appearance in the TCG. It's like it seems important. But if we do, then well, obviously, it would need to change a little, or we'd get some change in the game. My prediction is that we will see Mega Evolution, but in a little bit of a different sense. And this brings us to one of the other mechanics. I guess there are three mechanics from this generation. I forgot about ancient traits, but I don't think those are coming back. That is not impossible, though. We did have the Terra mechanic. We do still have the Terra mechanic, and that's kind of like ancient traits, but not really. Some people actually say it's an ancient trait. I think Limitless actually says it's an ancient trait. So if I go to advanced search, and I'm on the Limitless website as well, and I search for Pokemon with ancient traits, which I forget where it is. I think it's at the top here. Um, I've lost it. It should be a mechanic. Um, anyway, you can search by ancient traits. I'm sure I'm like just missing it, but oh, okay, it's here for some reason. Anyway, so it includes the Terra Pokemon, because they have the Terra Pokemon rule. But then there are the actual ancient traits, and there's this like Cleffa with like a baby rule, and I don't really know what's counted as an ancient trait here or not. But anyway, that was a thing, and so that could be brought back. I don't think that's impossible, but I don't think it's super likely either. I said in my ranking of the mechanics that ancient traits are not very interesting. Not because they were bad or because they were like not interesting as cards, but because the mechanic is just abilities with a slight change, but very minor change. Yeah. But then the Spirit Links, I think they will bring back if they bring back Mega Evolutions, which I'm not a massive fan of, but I think if they didn't, I think they'd be too slow. The current TCG is relatively fast. I think faster than it was with the Megas, even with the Spirit Links, and even then they weren't super amazing. So I think we are probably going to see the Spirit Links return. I'm not guaranteeing it though. I think it is possible we see the Spirit Links without the Mega Pokemon. We see the Mega Pokemon without the Spirit Links. I don't know. Honestly, the Spirit Links aren't like fun for collection either, or in my opinion, they aren't fun for collection because like they're not very interesting cards. They're kind of weird as well. Um, I don't really know because obviously it's supposed to be like you have that like stone thing that makes a Mega, but this isn't that. So I don't really know what this is. They look kind of cool, I guess, but they also if you pull them, in my opinion, they're not the coolest. I'd rather obviously have the Mega than the Spirit Link. Um, anyways, aside from that, there is another mechanic from this generation, which is the break mechanic, which is hard to view. Um, the breaks are kind of weird, a little controversial, but let's take a look at Greninja Break. There we go. Greninja, excuse me, Greninja Break, the other sideways cards. And then you put them atop your Pokemon. Watch my Rank Mechanics video if you want more info. But um, it does stuff, but it can copy your previous Pokemon. And this, I think, is actually how they could implement the Mega mechanic. This is essentially the same as the Level X mechanic as well. But you'd have a Pokemon that you kind of put and evolve your current Pokemon. So you could take your Gardevoir EX and then evolve that Gardevoir EX into Mega Gardevoir EX. And now it's essentially a stage 3 like Greninja Break, which I think would fit what they're doing. I don't think that's super likely, but I do think it is possible, and that would be really sick to see as well, of course. Um, I don't know if they'll do that, and it gets a little weird, and Break Pokemon were a little confusing and just kind of not super confusing, but they were a little strange and physically impractical. They were kind of big, not too big, but bigger than you'd like sometimes. I do think that would be a really sick mechanic, though. We definitely have a Pokemon with like 400 HP. I imagine, maybe not, but that'd be kind of funny. Um, anyway, I think that would make sense, and then they'd still have the same number of prizes they're giving up, which would be two. Or they could just say you get Mega Gybex Caliber, and then I could evolve it into my Megabax Caliber, which is now just a single prizer, and it's not an EX, but it's, I guess, a stage 3 and stuff like that, just like Greninja Break. So I think they could implement those two mechanics together, and I think that would make a lot of sense, or make at least some sense, because it does kind of resolve the issues that they would currently have, as there aren't the capital EX mechanic. I do think it will build on the lowercase EX mechanic though, and it will be different from the old megas. So if you really love the old megas, unfortunately, yeah, we're not going to quite see it in the same way. And if you like the old or new or the middle the capital EXs, those aren't coming back. That I think will not happen. That would be bad if it happened because it's very confusing as well. Aside from that, we have the other aspect of this, which is trainers and special energy, I guess, that may be reprinted. We did not see reprints from, as I said, the Astral Radiance set with Pokemon Legends Arceus or Arceus, but that is because I think those cards are really old and people don't know them as well. But there are certainly some iconic cards. Well, okay, there were a few iconic cards from back in the day, from Diamond Pearl era, but most people don't know most of them. Unlike X and Y era, where people certainly know some of them, except for these. They're not going to reprint these the the evolutions ones, which are like remakes of older cards. We don't need remakes of remakes. That seems kind of silly. But what I think we will get, well, I'm just gonna scroll through the list and see what we could get. First of all, captivating Pokepuff. I don't think we'll get. It's kind of like Erica's Invitation. Same thing with Ninja Boy. It's very much like Thornton. Both of those were somewhat iconic, but also kind of in the game. On top of that, uh, Pokemon Ranger. I don't know. I feel like that doesn't necessarily have a spot in the game. If it does, it's not impossible, but I don't think it necessarily fits the theming. And I'm more looking at the very iconic cards, specifically the item cards, such as Special Charge. Special Charge, shuffle two Special Energy from your discard into your deck. Is Enhanced Hammer. I think we had Enhanced Hammer during this era. That card was really interesting, and it's getting reprinted. More importantly, okay, you could say it's not really interesting, but it did get reprinted, and we see other cards like N, a very kind of card from the previous generation, but still in this generation that got reprinted. We have things like I think there were some other ones, but I kind of forget what they were. But anyway, we have seen cards from this era reprinted. Some Town Map, pseudo reprinted. Judge, of course, has been actually reprinted. Um, And then I know we've got Floatstone replacements, but not really. There's a Wally pseudo reprint as well. We're not getting Wally back certainly because Salvatore's getting a pseudo reprint to it. And aside from that, there are some other ones that I think got reprints, but I quite frankly don't remember. And some of them are just very generic as well, like Trevor might. But it might not. I don't know. Because there's PokeKid. There's some stuff. Anyways, let's just talk about the cards that I think will or potentially will get reprints though. First of all, we have where were we? So I said Special Charge. We're not getting Bent Spoon. That one got pseudo reprinted a little while ago, but there is the mechanic of the double-sided stadiums. Oh, I didn't talk about this in rank every mechanic. I never really considered it a mechanic. The issue one, they're like really hard to read, and two, they're confusing. And kind of weird. You can like bump it and then you're confused at what's like happening. Like physically, you bump the card and then you don't really know what's happening. Potentially, you hopefully do, but you might not. Aside from that, it doesn't even say the whole card on Limitless, which is kind of weird. Anyways, I don't think these are coming back. Aside from that, I do think we could wait. What's Energy Pouch? I completely forget this card. Oh, this card, yeah. So not that one. No, we aren't getting Fairy back either. I don't think we're getting Fairy back. That's not impossible, though. We could get Fairy Pokemon back. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where I stand. Oh, well, obviously I don't want Fairy back because then I need to rename my channel. But um, I think it is possible that we get Fairy back. I think it's very unlikely, and I don't really think it makes sense. Um, Especially with like Gardevoir EX being really good and a very iconic. I guess it's an iconic Psychic Pokemon, but it's also an iconic Fairy Pokemon. It's probably the most iconic of both of those types. But yeah, I feel like they're not gonna bring back Fairy. I know there are some people who like it. It doesn't really make sense to do though. It wouldn't necessarily improve the game either. I don't know. I'm interested in seeing if they do that. It's not impossible. Oh, one card, Mega Catcher. This card is a lot like Prime Catcher. So that's interesting. Anyways, and obviously got Pseudo reprinted. Team Rocket's Handiwork, I don't think they'll bring back. Not impossible, but anyway. Ultra Ball, that got reprinted a little while ago. But the other cards I think we'll get back. Not red card, not red card. We could get back Revitalizer, but that's not super iconic. We could get back Max Elixir, but I don't think so. Same thing with Max Potion. But Max Elixir, one, it looks like Among Us, but two, um, it also is. It's like Electric Generator. It's very similar to Electric Generator, so I don't think we'll see it. It's a really cool card, in my opinion. It's a very turbo card, and it's not super random. It's less random than Electric Generator, which is a very random card. Max Potion is a very obviously it's a healing card. We are losing Cheryl. I think it is possible we get Max Potion, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I will get it. I think we probably won't, but it's certainly not impossible. Puzzle of Time. I love this card. It was I don't know. Oh yeah, there's this deck. So the reason this is potentially the reason we wouldn't get it. I don't actually know what this deck is. Oh no, I do know what this deck is. I kind of do. Anyway, pretty much you can like remove your opponent's whole hand. It's kind of broken, but it's like all the cards got banned, or a lot of the cards. This card got banned. This card got banned. This card got banned. And then Puzzle Time itself got banned. Is Mars banned? I kind of forget. No, yes it is. Okay. Trip Ice Axe is not. That is banned though. Oh, Miss Magius is also banned. Um, yeah, there were a lot of cards that were banned from this deck. So including Puzzle of Time. So I don't know. I don't think we'll get Puzzle of Time. It's not impossible. It's a kind of cool card. That we are losing the cards that you play two of. I don't think we're losing. There's that like healing card, the crystal. Yeah, that's not what it is. Quadstone. Yeah, there we go. Is that rotating? No. Okay, so we do still have cards that you play multiple copies of, but I don't know. I don't think we're getting Puzzle of Time back. It would be cool though. I guess it's a really fun card. It lets you like recover stuff. But yeah. We're not getting Floatstone. Sorry, I know there are a lot of Floatstone fans, but no. Same with the town map. Ace Trainer, we're getting pseudo reprinted with unfair stamp. It's not exactly the same, but it's kind of similar, kind of like Roxanne as well. Then we also there were a bunch of special energies. We might get special energies back. We could get Double Dragon back. I don't know. I think that's a little unlikely. It's very good. It's arguably I could see an argument that's the best card in expanded. It's like super broken, most notably with ADP and oh yeah, there's been like a lot of expanded stuff. Which Jacob V Star and Ultimate Cosmo. Ultimate Cosmo is like a it used to be really overrated, like a super overrated deck, but it's a cool deck, cool card, and it works well with double dragon energy. Oh, the other mechanic there is Aqua Diffuse. There in Magma Pointer, these are like Aqua and Magma cards, but that was not really a mechanic that saw anything. Skyfield, that'd be cool to have back. I don't know. We could see Skyfield back. I honestly would kind of forgot about this card, but that'd be pretty fun. And then we could also see I think we would see Mega Turbo back. I think that's a good shot that we'd see Mega Turbo back to accelerate energy to Mega Pokemon. It was a decent card, not a broken card. A pretty. I actually don't know too much about it. I mean, it was a very good card, but it's certainly not broken. And then we also saw Wide Lens, bro. This card is a card. Yeah, no, we're not getting that one. We might get Rope back. That's possible, but that's not really like an iconic X and Y card. But then there are a few big ones. So we need to talk about Battle Compressor. Oh, and also Enhanced Hammer. That one is coming back. But and Silent Lab could. I hope not. But it might. Same thing with Dimension Valley. That would be cool to have back. But the Team Flare Gear cards aren't coming back. I'm just gonna say that. I'm pretty sure Battle Compressor is not coming back. I'm almost certain Headringer, Jamming Net, and the Team Flare Gear tool cards, which are red and like really striking looking, are not coming back. I've complained about them in my video. Same thing with Lysander's Trump card got banned. Um, that one's not coming back. And yeah, but there is one card which I think I've scrolled past. It's wait, am I just imagining this? Yeah, no, Versus Seeker. Where is Versus Seeker? Yeah, I think Versus Seeker can come back. Oh, it's here, the newer art. I don't think Trainer Smell's coming back, but I think Versus Seeker can come back. I think that is the most likely card to come back that is like meaningful from this era. I think Versus Seeker has a decent chance of coming back. I think it was in the thumbnail of this video. I haven't designed it yet, but I think it will be. I think Versus Eager could come back. It's recover a supporter from. I've lost it again. Recover a supporter from discard into your hand. It's a super good card, but not a game-breaking card. It's a really powerful card. It's an overpowered card, but and it's pretty much a four of in every deck, but it doesn't have to be. As you can see here, it was played a lot though, but not always as a four of. This deck probably played four of it though, didn't it? Yeah. I know, I've been told it wasn't played as a four of in every deck, but I don't actually know. What is this Gardevoir deck? Oh, Gardevoir GX. Okay. Yeah, it must have been a four of here. I think we need to go back earlier. Um, Reshiram Giratina O. What is this? Um, okay, so four of there. So I saw some video and they're like, yeah, it wasn't a four of in every deck, but that seems kind of unlikely. Velta Garbodor. That definitely seems like it would be a four of. Anyway, it was a very good card. Um, or maybe there's some Toad that, yeah, this didn't play four of it. This deck didn't get banned. It kind of got banned. This card got banned. Anyway, so I think Versus Seeker will come back. Or I think, yeah, do I think it will, or do I just hope? I think there's a very decent chance that it comes back. I think it's the card that I'd say is most likely as well as most impactful. Like I think like Acrobike could come back or something. I don't think Acrobike will, but like some card like that is kind of whatever could come back. But quite frankly, I don't really care either. I mean, it's like cool. I actually would care about Acrobike. It's kind of fun, but it's also very much like trekking shoes. So I'm not gonna be out here saying, "Oh, that'd be so sick if it came back." I mean, it would be cool, but I think Versus Seeker will come back, and I think that's the one that I would most like to see as well. But I'm interested in hearing your thoughts down below in the comments. I obviously think there are a lot of potential options that we'll see because we do have like the Mega thing, and then we have the Versus Seeker, and so I don't know. I'm not really sure, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider subscribing, liking, and as I said, commenting down below your thoughts because I've heard a lot of different takes on it, and I'm really wondering what yours are. But I hope you enjoyed, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.